Russia has just updated its nuclear doctrine Wednesday of this week, saying that any attack on Russia by a non-nuclear state with the support of a nuclear country and the support of a larger military alliance will be seen as a joint attack.
The Ukrainian Air Force saying Russia has fired an intercontinental ballistic missile in the central eastern city of Dnipro.
But this morning, Western officials said that the weapon was a ballistic missile, but not an ICBM.
It's clear this is a new weapon, and it's clear that Russia has wanted to see how that would make Ukrainians and the West feel.
This is not just an attack on Ukraine. This is a message. This is a message being sent to the U.S. This is power. They are trying to block the peace deal before it even gets out there, trying to kill it in the crib. This is a hypersonic missile, folks. Now, it was not an intercontinental ballistic missile because the disinfo is flying faster than an intercontinental missile, faster than a hypersonic right now, because the Ukrainians are claiming it was an ICBM. It's not an ICBM. But what it was something brand new. This was we were told essentially that U.S. officials believed that this was still an experimental missile, that it wasn't operational, that it hadn't IOC'd yet, and that the IOC date hadn't occurred, or they hadn't conducted any IOC testing that we had been able, the United States intelligence agencies had been able to ascertain. Obviously, that was not true because this thing works, and it was a message. It was a message for the United States. And then Putin came out, and I want to be very clear about this. He's throwing down, and he came out and gave a speech within, I believe it's within the Kremlin.
We believe it is a mistake on the part of the United States to destroy the system that was established by the missile treaty in 2019. We see that the United States and their allies are now considering and has successfully tested their capabilities to deploy advanced missile systems in different parts of the world. And their exercises routinely include the use of such weapons. Russia has unilaterally refused to deploy intermediate and small-range missiles until we see similar weapons deployed by the United States in a region of the world. The use of the novel system, which was essentially an operational test, was carried out in response to the decisions made by the United States and their allies. And the further actions will be considered and decided based on what we see from them.
So there you go. Putin saying definitively that this essentially was the operational test of their new device, that they hadn't actually, so IOC, initial operational capability, and so since it hadn't IOC'd yet, hadn't received an IOC date, that this was, he's claiming there right there, this was the operational capability test that you're watching. Understand, is this just saber rattling, or is World War III right around the corner? Look, we know they've already changed their nuclear readiness posture in Russia already in response to the ATACMS missiles, the Storm Shadows that Britain is sending, Keir Starmer, the little dog on a leash from Jake Sullivan sitting in Washington, D.C. Whatever you want, sir, whatever you want, I'll do it for you. No, it's a complete joke, and it's disgusting because what they're talking about is what the war machine wants. They want your sons and daughters to die in the name of democracy, but in truth, it's really in the name of profit. That's what it's all about.